Good
Hey,
morning.
Jack. Morning.
How
How
are
are
you?
you? Good, good, good.
I'm just holding on to my gazebo so it doesn't blow away, basically.
Yeah, it's a nice chilly morning here in Kansas, hanging out in the
Yeah.
garage.
Well, what temperature are we talking about?
We're creeping up on like 50 Fahrenheit, so what, 10 Celsius, something like that?
Yeah, about the same here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we had a really nice week of warm weather. It got up to like, the high 70s, and now we're back to rain and clouds and chilly weather. So
Sounds like the UK, mate. We
it
have
does.
every type of weather in the day. So we've had beautiful
Yeah.
sunshine. We've had hailstones today. Yeah.
It's all good
But some,
though. Warmer, it's
obviously,
warmer
mate,
than it has been. We were grilling outside. It was I had one morning about 2 weeks ago. It was like -14 when I started grilling outside. So I'm happy I'm happy for some moderate cool weather to fire up the grill today. So that'll be good.
see, this was going to be my first question. Obviously, I wanted to get you to introduce yourself first. So yeah, just if you just want to tell people who you are, what you do, and if obviously some people might not know, which is bizarre to me, but there's some new people on there all the time. So yeah, tell us a
Yeah,
little bit
sure.
about who you are.
Yeah, so my name's Tom Jackson. I'm the chef at All Things Barbecue in Wichita, Kansas. We're a retail store, so we sell all things barbecue related, from grills to outdoor kitchens and sauces and everything else. We've done a lot of cooking classes, but the thing that probably connected us was the YouTube channel. So every Tuesday and Friday we put out a new recipe video every week. And that's kind of what we're doing. Anything that we can do outside, we're cooking outside, and you can cook anything outside.
That was going to be my first question. Obviously, you put out 2 videos a week, and they're not like my YouTube videos that are filmed on an iPhone in my garden. They're like properly produced. We're talking like you've got a team around you, haven't you, of people that film and edit, and you've got basically all the gear. Does weather ever affect your filming schedule? Like if it's too cold or too wet?
I don't think cold or hot doesn't affect it necessarily. I mean, we'll try to avoid those days. The stuff that's really difficult is when it's windy, and it's windy in Kansas a lot, because oftentimes we're flying, an 8x8 silk with a light behind it, and you can't do that when it's blowing wind or everything's going to fall over, and that's losing expensive equipment. But for the most part, we're just out in the elements dealing with it.
So how long has the channel been running now? I mean, I think I found you about 3 years ago, but obviously
I just had my 7-year work anniversary with All Things Barbecue, and we probably started this about in my first year. So 5-6 years we've been doing the channel pretty regularly.
And was it something that you saw yourself doing, or was it something that you sort of forced into?
I think that when I took this job, I knew that it was a possibility, but I certainly didn't see it becoming what it is today.
Yeah, and it's one of my favorite things to watch every week because it's so informative, and the production quality of it is amazing. And I think people turn to YouTube now as a way to do things, don't they? I mean, I certainly do. If I don't know how to do something, straight to YouTube.
Yeah, I just learned how to change out some of the rollers and the belts on my dryer last week from YouTube. For sure. Yeah, anything. I mean, that's kind of the way the channel started. Was we sell all these products. Let's show people what they should do with them. And so that's why. You see the products that we sell in our store in our videos, because it started as a service to our existing customers. Like, oh, you've bought this grill from us. Let me show you how many different ways you can use it. And that's kind of how that got started.
And what are the main grill brands you represent in the actual store? I know I can off the top of my head name about 4 or 5, but is there any more that we wouldn't expect?
Let me think about it. So I just got done filling out the schedule for April, and I can tell you that in April, I'll have 4 videos on Yoder smokers, grills. There's 9 videos coming out in April, so 4 of them will be on Yoders. 3 of them will be on Commando Joes, but 3 different Commando Joes. So we'll have one on the Classic 3, we'll have one on the pellet Joe, and we'll have one on the kettle Joe.
Okay.
And then Napoleon is our big gas grill brand. So we'll have a Napoleon video as well. Hopefully that one will actually be on the Phantom, which has just recently arrived. And then last would be a Clementi. So Clementi is an Italian wood-fired oven. And we also have quite a few other wood-fired ovens that we're cooking on. So we're always cooking on the Unis, the portable Uni ovens. And then Clementi is our big wood-fired oven brand. But now we're getting into some other wood-fired brands as well. So I'm thinking beyond that, I mean, that's kind of our realm. We kind of try and pick one grill within each category that we really believe in and can get behind. And for us, you know, that's been the Yoder, the Commando Joe, and the Napoleon.
I mean, that's great to hear, because it's hard, isn't it, as like a YouTube influencer or like an Instagram influencer. It's hard, isn't it, when you put your name to so many different grills. It's hard to sort of say to people that is the best one. But that's what I like about your channel, is you stick to, you know, the Yoda has obviously been your pellet grill of choice for years now.
Yeah.
And, you know, I like that about your channel. Same with, like, you know, your gas grills, you stick with Napoleon. So yeah, that's great to see. And I think we're just getting Yodas in the UK. They've been about for a long time, but only a few people sort of sell them. But now they seem to be becoming a little bit more prevalent. And I didn't realise how big they are. They're like massive. Especially like the competition one with the Carta.
Yes. Yeah, they're pretty big and they're pretty heavy. I mean, that's kind of the whole idea behind it, is they're built like a tank to last a long time. And that helps a lot with pellet, you know, heat retention, pellet efficiency, fluctuating temperatures. You don't have to worry about a lot of that stuff with the Yoders.
Yeah. Good for cold weather, obviously, as well.
That's right.
Yeah. Is that, so your filming schedule, do you practice the recipes you shoot a number of times, or just straight off the bat?
No, I don't think I've ever shot one just off the cuff. I can't think of one where we've done that. Yeah, no, they're all practiced recipes for sure. Sometimes I get it right on the first try, and we go ahead and shoot after that. And sometimes it needs some tweaking. And sometimes the tweaking happens in the video because I know what's gone wrong and I know how to fix it. But they all get practiced for sure. And some of them have been around for a long time. I was just made aware this week that we've never done a proper enchilada video, and I cook enchiladas all the time. I don't know how that's never happened. So, you know, there's some coming up that, like, things that I've been cooking for years that we just never thought to put on the channel. Yeah.
What would you say is your least favorite thing to cook?
Oh, least favorite. I mean, at the end of the holiday season, it's turkey, because I've done like 20 of them at that point.
Yeah.
You know, especially during our class season, we do a slew of Thanksgiving classes where I cook a ton of turkey. And that's just what's most traditional here, especially in the U.S., but in the Midwest part of the U.S. And then we'll cook, you know, 6 to 12 of them for charity things. And by the time Thanksgiving actually hits, my family usually takes pity on me and doesn't ask me to cook a turkey. Because they know I've cooked too many of them already. But that said, I love cooking poultry. I just get sick of that one eventually. I think my newest challenge is lamb, which just isn't as prevalent of a protein here in the States. I know all my friends in Australia love their lamb, and I've had, like, you know, visiting Australia, I've had some fantastic lamb in Australia. So that's my new challenge, at least. I smoked a boneless leg of lamb this week that I was happy with, but I know it can be better. So that's what I'm working on now.
Lamb goes really well with, like, Mexican flavors. So you do a lot of, like, Mexican dishes, don't you? So, you know, like a shoulder, slow cook, would be amazing in, like, breakfast tacos or something like that. Lamb al pastor I've done before. That's really good.
Love al pastor.
Yeah, but yeah, we go to California quite a bit, and lamb is, you know, trying to get some lamb in California is like gold dust. It's really hard. We did actually some lamb enchiladas this week. A buddy of mine in Canada, barbecue Brian Misko, he's House of Q barbecue.
sent me one of his recipes for some barbecue enchiladas, and I happened to have that leg of lamb left over, so we whipped those up. So we're, you know, always experimenting and trying new things.
Awesome. Do you eat a lot of the food you cook, or is it what happens with that? Because I bet people ask you all the time, like, where does this food go?
I taste everything that I cook. I don't necessarily eat it all. We have a pretty good sized staff at All Things Barbecue. I mean, I don't know how many, 25 of us probably on the property. So it's not hard to get people to take some food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I know, like, after a day of demoing, the last thing you want to do is eat more barbecue when you get home. So I bet when you get home, you just want something a bit fresh.
Yeah. Especially after a weekend of cooking classes, it's always sushi or salad, you know. That's what I'm craving.
So do you see yourself doing anything outside of barbecue this year? Like, I know before you did some cooking demos, didn't you? I think you went to South Beach, Florida to do a cooking demo. Yeah,
unfortunately, that festival has been affected by COVID like everything else.
Yeah.
That would have happened a couple of weeks ago. They pushed it off, I think, until May. But at this point, I don't think that they're not having a lot of restaurant chefs or people like me fly in to do their normal events just because they have to keep the numbers small. So that's something we'll miss out on this year, and I'm definitely missing it because, you know, it gets cold in Kansas in the winter and it's nice in Florida. But hopefully, come next February, we certainly hope to be back. But I mean, you know, all travel has pretty much been canceled, you know. Talking to some of the Commando guys, you know, Ben Forte had mentioned having me come out your guys' way out into Europe about this time last year, and then everything got shut down. You know, so nothing's happening right now. I'd love to get moving around again, but you know, we're slowly starting to see that as a lot of us start to get vaccinated and stuff. That'll start to open back up.
But I mean, you know, like one door shuts, someone else opens. Like we did last year, the Commando Joe live event, which was amazing. You know, we bounced from chefs all around the world. Obviously, Eric, you know, he quarterbacked it, and he was going to, like, you in Kansas, me in London. You had people in Australia. You had, you know, guys all around the UK. So, you know, we've kind of make do, haven't we? You know, so
yeah, that was really fantastic, and I'd love to do more of that kind of stuff too.
Yeah, I think Ben's got some stuff planning, so yeah, we'll have to get on his case and have a little word with him.
Yeah,
what's the Kettle Joe like?
What's that?
What's the Kettle Joe like?
It feels I cooked two things on it this week. I cooked some steaks on it just for a hot and fast kind of experience, and then I threw that the slow roller on there, and I smoked that leg of lamb that I was talking about on there. And both of them were nice. It took some learning, I think, for me to, I can't treat it exactly like a Kamado. I also don't think you treat it exactly like, say, a Weber kettle. They're built a little bit different. With that ceramic firebox, it really holds its heat. So it took a little practice to get it dialed in, but it was a fantastic experience overall. I love it. I mean, you know, I think that a lot of cookers, people who are cooking have started getting to the point where they want something easier and more manageable, so they've gone to the pellet grills. But to get just even more involved in your food with something like the Kettle Joe, where you have to be proactive and interact with it and understand it, I like the experience of it.
But I think you just nailed it there, haven't you? Like, pellet grills are lovely because they're the ease of it and the consistency of the cook. But, you know, if you've got a little bit more time on your hands and you want to, you know, spend a little more time in the garden and be more sort of into your cook, you can use like live fire, like a charcoal grill. But, you know, there's no right or wrong reason, is there? Or, you know, right or wrong answer to what's the best thing to cook on.
Right. No, I mean, there's a cooker for every occasion, I think.
Yeah.
And when I have the time to slow down and get my hands dirty, I prefer to do that. You know, I love cooking on an offset cooker or on a charcoal grill. But the pellet grill is, you know, it's just all reliable, you know.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Especially, as you say, when the weather is freezing cold and, you know, you don't want to be out trying to trying to light a charcoal fire, just a couple of switches and away you go.
Yeah.
So you're a big soccer fan, aren't you? I understand.
I am, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I follow my team here, the Portland Timbers.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my team here. Living out in Portland, Oregon, and going to culinary school out there, I started going to the games and ended up with season tickets, so I never missed a game. And it was I've never witnessed a sporting event like it, and I fell in love with it. So I don't miss a game to this day now, but I have to watch from afar. Yeah. Is
it the season on at the minute, or is it off season now?
We're really close to getting started. It's been delayed again because of COVID, but I think April 11th or 17th, somewhere in there. We're about a month away from the first games kicking off. Yeah, and the first matches.
Do you follow any of the English teams?
I don't much. When I watch with my brother, I will some because he's an Arsenal fan. Yeah, but I don't follow too closely with the EPL. I love watching it. I just don't have a team there, so.
Yeah.
What about you?
Hard as well.
What's your team? Do you follow?
So Arsenal, yeah, born and bred from England. So that's you kind of like you don't really decide what team to support. You just where you're born into it. So, yeah, exactly. But rugby's quite big here at the minute. It's the Six Nations. That's quite prevalent. So yeah, that's our thing at the minute.
So our there's really three of us that kind of produce the videos for our channel. It's myself and Justin has been shooting the video all along. And now we've got a third guy, which is great because he's doing helping a lot behind the camera, and his name's Max. And Max is a big rugby fan, so I get a little of that from him. He's from, well, his family is from Russia originally, but he loves hanging out in England and the UK, and so he's got some. He's a rugby fan for sure.
I think I spotted his rugby top, didn't I, in one of your videos?
Yeah.
When we did the KJ battle thing, I think he was wearing a rugby top.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. Good on him.
I threatened at one point to my brother that I was going to become a Tottenham Hotspurs fan, and he told me, of course, I would like the cock and ball. This is exactly
Tottenham and Arsenal were like arch nemesis. You can't 1-1. That's it. You can't never switch. So yeah. So what have you got planned for this weekend?
Just home with the family. We've got a couple of friends coming over for dinner tonight, and just gonna grill up something light, some chicken and veggies, and do a little pasta or something.
Nice.
But nothing much going on. Just taking it easy.
You know, it's hard, isn't it? I mean, in the UK, we're still in like full lockdown, so we're not allowed to have anyone in our houses. We're not allowed to go. Everything, all the restaurants are shut in the UK. You're only allowed to meet one other person outside. So when you get asked that question, what are you up to? Everyone's like, "There's nothing." Like,
yeah.
No one's doing anything. So
yeah. Well, it's not. I mean, it's nice being able to see some friends. We haven't hung out with people in a long time, but my wife and I got our first dose of the vaccine this past week. The people that are coming over have been vaccinated now, so we're starting to feel more comfortable being able to interact with people, and we need it. I mean, everyone needs it, right?
Oh yeah.
So that's nice. It's nice to have a light at the end of this tunnel.
That's exactly it, and hopefully, like next year things will be open up, and I'm sure Ben will treat us all to a trip to America to come and see you.
That sounds good. I want to come out your way. I've never been to Europe, so.
Have you not? No.
No. Pretty much. I mean, a Western Hemisphere only in Australia. So.
Yeah. You'll have to get Eric as well. Come across.
Oh yeah, I know he'll be up for
do
it.
Another KJ block party.
Yeah, that would be fantastic. One of the last things that I got to do before everything shut down was a little trip with Eric. He flew me out to Georgia, out to the coast, the East Coast in America, and we hopped on the O-Search shark research vessel and threw a block party out there.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, the weather canceled the trip. We were supposed to go out and try and catch a great white shark, but the seas got a little too rough. So we're going to have to reschedule that one too.
Did you load a KJ Big Joe 3 onto a ship? Is that what?
Yeah. There was a crane involved. Yeah. I think I'm pretty sure that Eric just left it with them too.
But that's the thing, they're so heavy, aren't they? Once they're there, that's it. It's like,
yeah,
you can have that.
Those guys needed something to cook on, though. I mean,
Yeah.
They had a fantastic chef on board, and he was really excited when he found out he was getting a grill.
Yeah, I bet, yeah. Especially that, the big jar, that's amazing, yeah.
Yeah.
But, Tom, thanks for coming on. Obviously, always a pleasure. Anytime you want to come back on, just let us know. Obviously, we cook live every Saturday. Barbecue Lads and myself, we always do something every Saturday. We cook something. We've had some great butchers on from all around the UK. And obviously, we have our afterburn guests. So thanks for joining me today.
I caught some of that on the show today. That was really fantastic. Listening to your guests. Yeah. That's really cool.
Sustainable meat is, really tasty stuff. But just finish off by telling everyone where they can find you, where they can find your YouTube channel.
Sure. Obviously, if you're seeing this, Chef Tom Jackson on Instagram. You can also check out ATBBQ on Instagram. And then over at YouTube, we're All Things BBQ. Again, 2 videos a week. Next week, next week we're starting with green chili pork burritos, which was a really good one. So check that out on Tuesday. And then atbbq.com, you can find all the recipes, all the ingredients, and all that stuff.
Awesome. And I've got your chicken pie video to watch tonight after the rugby. So
nice. Yeah, good old home cooking with the chicken pot pie.
Nice.
Well, thanks a lot, Jack. Appreciate having me. Yeah.
No worries, mate. Take care, and hopefully I will see you soon.
Yeah, we'll catch up soon. Later, bud.
Cheers, mate. Ta-ra.